up, you guys? Your commissioner speaking. Week 8 is done. I think I'm done. I had a devastating loss, you guys. The worst one of the season. And even worse, I am the last of the last. All by myself at the bottom of the pile in the rankings, you guys. I am alone in there. I am lonely. But there's more games to come. And I hope I just give you guys a run for your money. But a lot more to come. Let's check out the intro real quick and we'll get right started. Check it out.
Week 8 recap.
That's right, you guys. So yes, week 8, devastating for a couple of us. Why? Because it was 3 teams, myself included, that were nasty, very, 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 very ugly losses, and obviously a couple good ones. You know, we gotta have that too. You know, see if there's a winner, there's gotta be a loser. So, sadly, I've been on the losing bracket way too many times. But what can I say? It's part of the game. So, I am not mad. I am a good team player. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Let me get this rolling. All right, you guys. So, 2 super huge scores this week. 2 huge ones. And let's start out by our quarterback. So, quarterback, this guy right here, who we keep on mentioning not every week, of course, but a lot of times this season already. The biggest name out there, Patrick Mahomes. This guy, 31 completions, 416 passing yards, 5 touchdowns for a whopping 75.14. That is obviously Tyrese's quarterback. And again, Patrick Mahomes is paying off. He needs to be drafted first round, no matter what from this point on. You know, we all know that already. So, but yeah, Patrick Mahomes still smoking hot. My dude, Kyler Murray, he was actually, prior to this past week, he was ranked the #1 quarterback. And out of all the times, of course, he had to go on a bye. But out of all, my backup quarterback, Carson Wentz, the last 2-3 games, super awesome matches, like 50 points pretty much scored those weeks. And then week 8, here comes the Cowboys. I'm like, the Cowboys have been trash. No offense, Codey. The Cowboys been struggling a lot, right? Ever since they lost Prescott, and then the offensive line apparently taking a poop. So I'm like, best matchup for me to lose Kyler Murray for a bye. I had the #1 potential in Carson Wentz going against the Cowboys. What happens? This fool throws like a million interceptions and on our league scored 18 points. On a standard league, I think that only accumulated to about 8 fantasy points. So for a quarterback to give you that much, or that less, I should say, it's horrendous. So my luck just was horrible. My defense that I picked up, I ended up getting a 0. You know how it goes. But, you know, that's just how it goes when you're trying to get some wins. All right, guys, let's go right down to our next super I want to say it's the best running back of the season so far, or for the season statistics. Dalvin Cook. This dude right here is a beast, right? He was gone for injury, right, a couple weeks. He comes back with a vengeance. This dude had 30 rushing attempts. 30, you guys. 30. That's a lot. 163 rushing yards. 3 rushing touchdowns. And he also caught 2 balls for 63 yards and an additional touchdown. That's 4 touchdowns altogether. Way over 200 yards altogether in rushing and receiving. 78.6. Holy dang. That is almost all of Charles's points scored. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Charles. But yeah, so 78.6, you guys, that so far has been the best running back. I should have looked into the best running back we've had, in our history. I don't think it tells me. Give me 2 seconds. I happen to have the history up here already. All right, so we have, let's see, does it have it? Nope. Nope. Yeah, I don't have that handy, you guys. So I know the highest scoring player is Drew Brees, right, from back a couple of years ago. He scored over 100 points himself. But individually, by running back, I didn't do that much of a research. I will do that research and tell you guys next week, okay? Let's go on with our wide receiver. Big dude. He's been super, super reliable this season. Couple off weeks, but overall, really good, solid player. Mr. Muscles himself, DK Metcalf, 12 receptions, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns, 48.1 or 48.10, whatever way you want to see it. That is Gabriel's wide receiver, DK Metcalf. I'm telling you, when it's not Tyler Lockett, it's this dude. So Russell Wilson is just firing it up every week. That dude is so good. So Russell Wilson, another name to look out for every year for the next couple years, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so kudos to him. All right, so another big name, tight end. It's always been between these two, and it's him again, Travis Kelce. This guy, 8 receptions, 109 yards, and 1 touchdown for a 28.9, and that is Tony's tight end. So, Tony, congratulations on the win, by the way, buddy. You have determined I am the worst team in the league. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Now I'm by myself at the bottom. We were buddies. What happened? All right, guys. Let's move on to our kicker. It's a free agent. His name is Mike Bagley. He's a Chargers kicker. He had 3 extra point attempts and 3 field goals for a total of 20 fantasy points, and he's a free agent right now. So there you go. Nobody owns that high performance on that kicker. And the very predictable defense. So if you went into the week 8 not knowing which defense was going to be the number 1, you're probably out of the loop. So this was a predicted number 1, and it actually happened, unlike Mike Carson Wentz. The Philadelphia Eagles had 4 sacks, 2 fumbles, 1 safety, and they scored a touchdown for a total of 41 fantasy points, and that is Gabriel's defense. Again, the Eagle, anybody right now, if you have players out there, you're supposed to pair them up. Anybody versing the Cowboys or anybody versing the New York Jets. Those are pretty comfortable positions to play, unless you're me and you play Carson Wentz against the Cowboys and he starts flopping anyway. He just might kind of luck. But yeah, Philadelphia Eagles, 41 points. That is Gabriel's defense. So yeah, you guys, so those are our top players this week. Did you get name dropped? Because sure hell I didn't. I barely even had players with double-digit scores. Most of them were single digits or 0 even, you know. Let me take a quick moment, you guys, to update you guys on injuries. Of course, COVID is still around and jinxing everybody. One of our biggest names that we have lost this week is George Kittle, the tight end for the 49ers. Big name, went down. There's estimating about 6 weeks with, I believe he's got an injury on his foot. Some experts are saying that this might take him out for the season. So that is pretty upsetting to see. Other names that got hurt, not necessarily out for a long amount of time, or at least I hope they're not. But these are players that got hurt during the game. So that is Mr. Kenny Golladay, right? The tight end, the wide receiver for the Lions. I've had just picked up Tevin Coleman because of all the injuries with the 49er running backs. Tevin Coleman was on the IR already, so I took a shot. I dropped Mark Ingram, just so I could pick up. Granted, Ingram is not doing anything anyway. So I could pick up Coleman just because I thought I might get a shot at an actual running back that might actually produce. Luckily, I did not start him. I left him on my bench just because I wasn't sure what kind of, how many times he was going to get the ball. He ended up getting hurt. He got like 4 points, and he's hurt again. Same injury he had before. He re-aggravated it. I don't know exactly how bad this injury is. They're hoping that he could be ready to play again this week. But for him to re-injure the same, I believe it was a leg injury. So anyway, it's the same injury he had. That's why he was in the IR. And he re-injured it again. That's never a good sign. Also, my other running back, Jonathan Taylor, he was also injured. They haven't really said too much on the extent of that injury. Again, I hope it's not big, but he did not finish the game, which is why he flopped for me. Darrell Henderson, running back for the Rams, also got hurt. So again, I don't think it's a major injury, so he might be able to play next week, but that's why he did not produce. And then Jimmy G, he also got hurt. Granted, he was playing horribly before the injury, maybe because he was still hurt while playing. Don't know. But yeah, so Jimmy G. So those are some of the big names that were on our actual teams that might have affected our outcome. On a positive note, Christian McCaffrey is projected to return this week. So Mike Davis, who is also Gabriel's running back, should be just a straight replacement since he's got the handcuff. But besides that, you guys, I know there's so many names out there that still hurt, potentially hoping to come back. Do your research, you guys. That will leave me with the note on here that week 13 is the last regular season game. So we're going into week 9. So we got week 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 5 games. So technically, I have a shot if I happen to win all the games straight up from this point on. Right? I got to stay positive. And also, the trade deadline is November 20th. Right? So for those of you that have too many good players on your benches, or you want to get an upgrade in a certain position, trade deadline is coming up November 20th. So if you're trying to make a trade, don't wait too long. And so real quick, let me mention the rankings. I didn't want to bring it up. He's probably not so happy about it. But Mr. Indomitable Aaron has unfortunately lost to the hands of Mr. Codey. So Codey took down the big, what's the word? I almost said mammoth, but that's a mammoth. Behemoth? Is that the word I'm looking for? Anyway, so Aaron has dropped to 6-2. So he's lost another one to Codey. Not another one to Codey, but he lost to Codey. But he's still on the top by himself at 6-2. We have 3 teams with 5-3. 4 teams at 4-4, 3 teams at 3-5, and I'm by myself at 2-6. But like I said, there's 5 games left. If I win all the games, I could be on a positive side of the coin at 7-6 if I win all my games, which means I still have a shot. So it's everybody's game still. Remember, it's 12 teams. The top 6 teams make playoffs. All right, just in case you forgot. All right, so I am ready to announce. I'm actually excited, not excited, but I'm kind of happy that this guy right here, Jay, is our MVP this week. 226.5, really good week for him. The only reason I'm excited because I've been trying to use this photo since, like I mentioned in the beginning, before the season starts, I need a captain photo from you. If I don't have one, I might have to find one through social media, most likely, right? So I happen to find this jewel. Look at this. Hey, I don't feel bad anymore, huh? Mr. J right here. Yes, a special shout out for having the cool on braces. So braces, buddy, from the former time. Congratulations on your win. Really good win. And so congrats on that. Let's hope I am back in there next week. And now to announce our special donkey, a very special donkey this week. This guy right here, Mr. Charles. Charles scored a whopping 90.32. Very devastating loss for him. He got blown out, and I want to say it was against Jay. I think that was the matchup, right? And so devastating win. He had a couple zeros on there. I think he started. Who was it? He started a player that ended up not even playing. Anyway, sorry, I didn't do my research on that. I mean, I saw it, but I forgot to write it down, so I can't give you that info. But anyway, so Charles, here's your donkey of the word this week, sir. All right, so I do have to mention, though, since I kind of gave you a blurb in the beginning of the video, three devastating losses this week. So obviously Charles gets the highlight because he's alone at the top. He earned that donkey award this week. But I gotta mention myself. I scored a whopping 101. That is horrible. That is the worst I ever done. I think 101.72. I barely cracked 100. And I thought, you know what? The last player I have left, I was sitting like at 87 or something, right? I'm like, I got Carson Wentz. He's been averaging like 50, the last, what, 3 games? And now it's like against Dallas. So if I get a good 50 from him again, I'll be sitting at a good 130 maybe, right? Used I could make my number better. I knew Tony had the win already, but he gives me 18. I end up with 101. What is going on? And then, of course, I have to mention Lino. Lino's been struggling a lot lately. He ended up with 111. So there are 3 teams that did not even get to 120. And us having a high scoring league, getting low points like that is very devastating. Shout out to Michael's league. On Michael's league, I am doing horrible. I did not even crack 100 on his league either. What is going on? And I have a random league. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can look it up real quick. I joined a random league in the beginning of the season, right? Like one of those that you actually accidentally join when you're trying to draft and you join a random league. So, I mean, it's not very active. There's probably about, out of all those players in it, maybe about 5-6 people are active. Everyone else just kind of let the team to rest, right? And check out this squad, okay? I am the number 1 team in this league. I was undefeated going into week 8. And check out my lineup, okay? I started out with Prescott, who obviously we all know got hurt. So I had Prescott, and I was running with Ezekiel Elliott, Mike Davis, who I picked up after the McCaffrey injury. So I landed Mike Davis on a waiver pickup. So I had Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, and Mike Davis, Tyler Lockett, who was super hot the first 6 weeks, Calvin Ridley, who's been the top receiver for a while with Julio Jones's absence. Hunter Henry was my tight end, and right now my flex I have either Fulgham, the Philadelphia receiver. And I had the Baltimore Ravens defense and the kicker for the Chiefs, right? So anyway, I had this great squad that is so, like unbelievable. I lost Prescott, of course. I forgot to mention I picked up Justin Herbert. So I got Herbert, Ezekiel Elliott, right? Oh, and I got Myles Gaskin as well on my flex. I forgot. I moved him up because I took Mike Davis out this week. But I had this super squad team. And if you know the names I just gave you, I did not even score 100 points on that either. And like all 3 of my leagues, even the one that I'm unstoppable because I have the number 1 undefeated team, I lost. I did not even get to 100 because Tyler Lockett had a horrible game. Ezekiel Elliott had a horrible game. Calvin Ridley, I don't even know what the heck he did. Let me let me give you a lowdown on that. I ended up scoring 88 points, by the way. I had Herbert gave me 20. Mike Davis gave me 8. Ezekiel Elliott gave me 8. Calvin Ridley gave me 7. Tyler Lockett gave me 7. Hunter Henry gave me 7. Travis Fulgham, right? He was the better one, right? So he gave me 19.8. My kicker gave me 5. And the Ravens defense gave me 4. What the hell? I have no luck this year. This year is like, if you guys notice a trend, the first couple years, right, I was making it to the Super Bowl. Like, I think I make it to Super Bowl like 3 straight times. Lino made me the Super Bowl twice. And now those hot teams are at the bottom. So what that means is time for you guys to shine. So for those of you that have been in the shadows, this is your moment. All right, guys, so that is all. I believe I covered every position. I touched the injuries for MVT or donkey or ranking system. And I reminded you about trade deadlines and all that good stuff. Okay, you guys? So this video got a little long without actually too much good information for you. So you're probably like, what the hell? I just wasted 20 minutes of my life. So I apologize for that. It is election day, so please go vote. I'm gonna keep this political free, so whatever you're not voting for, that's great. Yeah, I'll keep it at that. All right, so I'm not gonna get into politics, but let's hope the worst of the two evils win this year. All right, guys, I am done. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys here for the weeknight recap. All right, peace out.